Hey everybody, welcome to Monday. Coach Elijah here. Um, Henry David Thoreau said, "If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." So today we're talking about the fulfillment question, which states or which asks, "Does working toward my dream bring satisfaction?" Seth Godin is an author, and he talks about the gap between the birth of a dream and the achievement of that dream. Most of us have been inside that gap at some point or another. For example, 2003 is when I started my coaching career as a softball coach. It was kind of a random happenstance that came about, and I fell in love with it. And over the years, I started finding more and more satisfaction in coaching. And it was funny because I actually went from a higher level of coaching at the college level down to high school, down to 12U softball. So I was coaching softball for all those years, and I fell in love with it. I loved the competitiveness. I loved the camaraderie, but the thing I loved the most was the teaching aspect. And as I saw these girls have these, or these athletes have these aha moments of I can do this, or working on a skill and working on a skill and realizing that they could implement it, and then once they implemented it, they could start to have a little more freedom with it, and how they utilized it and saw it work in games. That's when I really realized that I loved coaching. And as I got into personal training, it was the same thing. I love seeing people realize that they could do things that they couldn't when we first started, whether that was how they lifted or balance uh, activities or even running, right? Some people I worked with wanted to get into 5Ks and 10Ks. And when we first started, they weren't able to run a mile without having a break or walk some part of it. So seeing all these things happen, it made me realize I loved helping people reach and grow beyond just what they were. And it wasn't just the physical aspect of it for me, it was seeing them grow into a new person and into a confident person. And that's really where my dream began as far as wanting to be a coach. I didn't realize until just a couple of years ago that coaching could go beyond the sports realm. So when I went into grad school and got my degree in sports psychology, I realized that there was more to athletics, that we could teach more through athletics, I should say, than just the sport itself. There's so many life lessons that can be taught, and I just love being around sport. So as I've grown older and I've seen the power that that has and how people can take that from the sport into their school, into other activities, and into jobs, I just realized there was so much more I could do. And falling in line with or falling into the John Maxwell team just opened my eyes to the possibilities of what that meant. So recently, having the opportunity to meet with someone from John Maxwell team, getting involved with it, going through it, it's really helped me to see that my personal dream of becoming a life coach, a professional coach, helping leaders and organizations develop and to become the best they can. And that's where the dream birth for Rising Tide Leadership Development. The whole idea is based on the law of the lid, where the higher the capabilities of the leadership and those that have influence, obviously, the farther that reach that that organization and that team will have. So here I found myself in between the birth of this dream and the achievement of that dream, and I still find I'm in that gap somewhere. But what happens is that can be one of two things. That can either be a fulfillment gap or a frustration gap. So a lot of people think once they have this dream, this ideal vision of what they're going to do is going to just happen, and it's going to happen everything exactly the way they saw it right away. And we have to realize that's going to lead to frustration, because anything that happens outside of what we imagined is going to lead to frustration. But if we enjoy every step of the way, now there's still going to be frustrations along the way, but if we enjoy the steps and see the growth that we're making and closing that gap between the birth of the dream and that dream coming to fruition, that's going to lead to fulfillment. And the more fulfilled we are, the more we're going to be able to give to those around us that we work with through our dream. So, the question to you is, where are you along that journey? Have you made a dream? Have you seen the achievement of that dream? Are you in that gap in between? And is that bringing fulfillment to you on a daily basis? Does it keep you up as you think about it in excitement? Does it wake you up early because you're so excited to get back to work on working towards that dream? Or are you simply frustrated because it's not what you thought it once would be? So ask yourself that. Are you being fulfilled or frustrated? And I just pray that you guys have a great day.